Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the Philippine government is working double time to help Filipinos affected by the destructive wildfires in Maui, Hawaii. Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega joins us in the program. And later, a senator urges President Bongbong Marcos to stop the armed forces officials from speaking out on foreign policy in the West Philippine Sea and cautions the government's economic managers from heeding calls to boycott Chinese products and contractors. Senator Chis Escudero tells us more later in the show. The Philippine government is ready to help Filipinos affected by the wildfires in the Hawaiian island of Maui. The Foreign Affairs Department says it will assist Filipinos who want to seek repatriation as the death toll and damage continue to increase. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega. Usec, it's good to see you again. Welcome to the source.
Good morning, always a pleasure.
All right, sir, let's first begin with an update. Have there been any reports on Filipino casualties in the Maui wildfire?
Right now, though, we know the number of casualties are 96. We cannot confirm if anyone is a Filipino citizen. Unfortunately, we have to expect the worst because there will be some Filipino Americans among the casualties because 17% of the population of Maui are Filipino Americans. So that's something we have to realize. We hope for the best, though. There's still no confirmation of a Philippine citizen, no? Because majority of the Filipinos in Hawaii are already U.S. citizens. Either they were born in the U.S. and did not report their birth, or they were naturalized U.S. citizens who did not take the dual citizenship oath. Nevertheless, what our consulate is doing now, since they don't have the data yet, they are undertaking a consular mission now, today and tomorrow, to Wailuku, which is a nearby town. It used to be the key city in Maui, from where they'll be able to get more information. We've also authorized them already to provide financial assistance to at least 50 Filipino teachers who are identified as being in Maui under J1 visa. So that's for sure. So if anybody asks for repatriation, we're ready. We're working with the DMW to see the numbers. So far, they have not any data on contract workers who pass through them right now because karamihan ng mga Filipinos sa Maui, majority of them have already been there for many years. There's no new migration.
Okay.
In fact, I have a high school classmate who's there in Maui, but not in the Laihana. So first, may I conclude by saying that the Filipino nation also commiserates with the people of the U.S. and Hawaii over this, and we hope for the best. Luckily, the fire is being controlled right now.
Is it contained already, sir?
5% contained, according to the governor, and they're investigating. The causes, whether it was a natural cause or man-made cause. Unfortunately, they don't expect recovery to be quick. It will take a year or more. And a lot of homes were burned. So
exactly,
for sure, there will be Filipinos who lost their homes.
Pero right now, we have, obviously, as you mentioned, we don't have the numbers as of the moment. There is a consular mission very, very soon, if not today, possibly. Well, you said today
and tomorrow. Yes.
And
this
tomorrow.
Week, yes.
Pero meron na hubang. Sabi niyo po kasi, you need to also clarify with the Department of Migrant Workers if indeed we have OFWs, Filipino Overseas Workers there. That's something we're still not sure of at the moment.
I'm in touch with Usec in fact, right now, as we speak. And he said, so far none. We know about, I mentioned the 50 J1 teachers. We have to also make a distinction between those who are only U.S. citizens and those who are Philippine citizens, because we can help everyone. They are part of the Filipino nation, except for spending money our assistance to national funds, of course, would be reserved for Philippine citizens. And of course, the U.S. will be primarily responsible for
Right.
protecting and safeguarding them. So we will await the report, including any recommendations from the consulate about more money that we should be sending to Hawaii, maybe perhaps as a gesture of goodwill from the Filipino people.
Were there anyone? Is there anyone who has sought or is seeking to be repatriated to come home to the Philippines?
We have people contacting the consulate, not us. By the way, but nobody has asked to be repatriated home. But I repeat, in case there is a Filipino who would like to go home, yes, they would be assisted to be repatriated. May I give this number? This is the emergency hotline of the consulate in Honolulu. And thank you for allowing me to use this occasion to advertise it to the public. +1, which is the US area code, 808, that's Hawaii, 253-9446. May I repeat? +1, 808-253-9446. Our Consul General is Emilio Fernandez, and he and a small team are proceeding to Wailuku, which is Maui. By the way, it's still Monday in Hawaii. They are expected there on Tuesday.
All right. I want to talk about the teachers that you had mentioned, Usec, the J1 teachers. What is their status? Where are they? And do they want to come home?
Yes. First, based on our experience, normally teachers, when they're abroad, they won't ask to come home. They'll ask assistants maybe to transfer jobs. No? They are in Maui, and our consulate is locating them because we want to make sure that they're not in Laihana, the affected town, because in the records they're not in Laihana, but they're in Maui. They may have been affected. They may have been on tourist purposes in the area. So if they want to go home, we'll help them. But I would expect that if they lost their jobs, that's something we're going to help them, provide them financial assistance, which we will, and ask the U.S. government to see where they could be transferred.
Yeah, because I guess the problem would be if indeed, and there is that possibility, that big probability actually, Usec, that they may want to stay there. Their next problem is their place of work. They need to be transferred elsewhere.
Well, maybe not in the state of Hawaii, because Filipino teachers are very much in demand in the United States. We know that, except for our teachers who may be listening to me now, expect though, when you are given jobs in the U.S., you're probably not going to be in the, in the big cities, but they'll send you to the smaller states, or areas which are more isolated. Not that Maui is an isolated place. Hawaii, after all, is a paradise. But there will be jobs for them, I'm sure.
Yeah. So again, for those who need assistance, any kind of help, can they call this number, Usec, 1-808-253-9446?
Yes, they can call that. The question is about finances, because under our regulations and under the law, obviously Filipino taxpayers' money cannot be used for foreign citizens. However, we'd like to think that the U.S. will take care of its nationals, including those of Filipino origin. Pero where the Filipinos are concerned, and we think there are about 1,600 or to 1,800, possibly 2,000 Filipino citizens, not U.S. citizens, Filipino citizens in the entire state of Maui. For sure, some of them were in Laihana. We're there to assist them all. So we'll do what we can. As for the others, let's see what we can do for them. So
basically, Usec, we will prioritize the more or less 2,000, as of last count, Filipino citizens in Maui.
Yes. Not all, though, in Laihana. Although we understand, because it's a tourist area, a lot of them are in the hotel industry or in the tourist industry. So there is a lady representing the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce who's also in contact. So we'll see what information they can provide us. But what the good news is this: within a few days, we'll be able to get more accurate information.
Right.
And secondly, as according to Hawaii, they are containing the blaze. Nobody knows how it started. I made a mistake some days ago. I said it was a forest fire. No, it's not. Obviously, in fact, it reached nearly the ocean. So.
So that's still subject for verification. Yeah.
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 Makikita nyo po, if I may, the DFA and the government, through our partners, including the DMW and others, were there. Some people think that the posting to Hawaii is, how do you say, a relaxing post. Now you see, no, there is no embassy or consulate, which is not going to be busy protecting our nationals there.
We'll try to possibly speak to the Consul General, hopefully in a day or two, as soon as he gets to the town closest to Laihana. In the meantime, Foreign Affairs Under Secretary Eduardo de Vega, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Magandang umaga. Thank you.
And we'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned.